Hi everyone, so today I'm doing a video on BTS Jimin, I believe is his name, I'm not sure. I don't look into the people if I don't know who they are. I like to have as little information as possible about the person that I'm doing a reading on, as far as celebrities go. And so that's why I'm gonna reference him as Jay from now on. So I'm picking up the song Wildest Dreams. I'm going to link it below. That's a song that I feel is relevant in the vibe and the lyrics with regards to you, Jay. And so if you don't know what I'm doing here, guys, then just read the description below. That'll kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what's going on here. The information that comes through is going to be something that's going to be beneficial if Jay were to see this video, and for you guys as well. So there's not anything that I'm particularly looking for, searching for. It's just whatever the spirit brings forward as the most important information for this person on their path currently. And where I feel you are, Jay, is you're at a point where I'm hearing a breaking point. I'm hearing two things: breaking point, and then your guides, they're saying to talk about abuse. Talk about the abuse. Talk about the abuse. And I'm saying what abuse, and then it shows me this expanded view of whether this is it's self-inflicted pain, it's self-inflicted wounds, it's self-inflicted abuse, mental abuse, like you're very hard on yourself. And then there's people in your ear, then they're specifically saying it that way. So there's some sort of significance to your ear, like they're verbally talking to you, or have you ever been like yelled at so hard it like hurts your ear? It's almost like that's the kind of the feeling that I'm getting is, and I don't know if that's symbolic or that's literal, but they're saying the ear, like people are in your ear, trying to coerce you into doing something that I feel numb. That's what I'm feeling, is like you are numbing yourself in some way, or you just feel numb because you know there's a lot of disharmony around you, and it's when people check out. For those of you who can relate, if you've ever been depressed or you've had some sort of like, if you're just not a confrontational person, you don't like arguments, then you can check out mentally, just check out of the situation and kind of just let everyone handle everything else. And that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting here. And it comes across in some ways, like the way that you're coming across towards other people is being highlighted to me, in the sense that you're coming with a guard up. You're kind of coming forward with a guard up where you feel like you're being a little bit inflexible, right? Like they perceive you as being inflexible on some sort of change. There's something that's supposed to be changing, or they want to change, or they want to see some change in you. They want to see something different here. And you're starting to put a wall up, and you're starting to be a little bit guarded, and you seem more, in their eyes, difficult or egotistical or problematic, when in truth you feel like you are under direct attack. It's like you felt very comfortable, you felt safe, you felt that's probably simplifying it, but overall things were good. There was a lot of harmony prior to where you're at currently. It's February 14th, the time that I'm recording this, so I will post this today. So this is talking about right now, the energies right now that I'm feeling that they want to talk about. And so prior to now, there was a lot of harmony. There was this feeling of kind of knowing what direction everything was going in. You knew where your life was headed. You kind of felt like the people around you had the same goals. You felt like everything was kind of just, it's almost like I'm hearing lights, camera, action. So they're kind of showing me like you being on a stage, right? So I think that's really what they're saying, is like you being on a stage and you kind of knowing your role, and you knowing the trajectory of this band, or you knowing kind of everyone's position in the band, and even kind of outstretching that into your personal life, the way that people's roles were in your particular relationships. They had a particular way, and so things are kind of, they're starting to get very fuzzy. They're starting to get, they're changing, and not only are they changing just from the natural way of the way people evolve, but some are changing in a bad way. It's like when you reach a certain pinnacle of success or popularity, it kind of brings the bad side out of people, you know, and you become more of a commodity than you are as a person. And I'm seeing this being recognized in you, but there's suppression when it comes to that, whether you are using something to numb this or you're just checking out emotionally. Whatever you're using or not using, it could just be your whole mental body of using yourself to distance yourself, is you checking out. And it kind of feels like your security blanket is internal, right? It's like, I can only protect myself, and so I'm gonna kind of, again, build a wall up around me, and I'm gonna stay within me. Because it feels like there's a specific person too. This feels like it's several people that are causing this issue around you, and now you're not seeing eye to eye with someone that's very important to you, or who was very important to you in your life. You're not seeing eye to eye with them anymore, and it's like you feel that you see things completely clearly. You think you see them accurately, and you have a very strong opinion about it. And what your guides are saying is to look at the bigger picture. That's the advice here, is they're saying, look at the bigger picture. You need to step out of the situation. You need to detach from the situation, not check out. You need to detach from the situation. Look at it from a, like, you know, look at it as if you are in a spaceship and you're looking down at the world, which, by the way, that reminds me, I kept seeing an image. I don't know how this resonates. I was seeing a moon and a star, a moon, like a half moon, kind of like, and it was like animated, like Sailor Moon, you know, the moon and the star. That's what I was seeing. And so I don't know how that's important here, if it is at all. I mean, it is, but I don't know. I don't know the connection, if there is a connection, or if it was just validation of something going on personally. And so I'm saying basically, like, to step out of this and look at the bigger picture. And they're bringing me back to the song that I channeled, and how they're saying to talk about your energy, talk about your vibe, talk about what you're like, so that you kind of understand. And so I'm getting a Sagittarius feeling. And so what I'm seeing with the Sagittarius is really like a marksman, like an archer, but you're very precise. You're intelligent, you're strategic, you're different, you're adventurous, you're outgoing, you're kind of mutable in some way. Like you change your interest, But when you get to a particular interest, you're very intense with it, and it's like that's a very interesting characteristic about you, like something that makes you very interesting. And then they're saying like you have like a sexy energy about you, like there's something very sexy about you, or kind of like it's like sexy, smoky, mysterious, dark, but not in a bad way. Dark, just like smokiness, like it's like very sultry is what I'm getting, and seductive, and they're saying, you know, like it's like watch your thoughts about yourself, because you're not even paying attention to all of those qualities about yourself. It's like, because all this chaos is happening around you and towards you, and then you kind of being on the defense and attacking back, which it doesn't even feel personal. You attacking back does not feel personal. It's not a personal attack towards anyone or anything. It's just kind of like, leave me alone. It's like, I just want to be by myself. I just want to be comfortable. I just want to be happy. I just want to be content. It's feeling like it feels injured. You feel injured. You want to heal. You don't have time to heal if someone's always talking in your ear. And so the best way is really looking at pulling yourself out of the situation, seeing the bigger scope of everything, and that'll kind of give you that clarity and that peace to kind of not feel so overwhelmed by every single situation. When you look at the bigger picture, then you can compartmentalize it and not over-identify with each attack towards you or against you. You can kind of feel that calmness within you, that peace within you, so that the outside doesn't affect you. Does that make sense? So it's basically, know who you are, delight in who you are, like find delight in who you are, find peace in who you are, continue to kind of discover yourself and explore who you truly are in those positive ways, because that's truly you. Don't forget that part of you. Don't forget the history of you, you know, before all of what's going on here, and even the connections. It's like, you can better evaluate the situation, where other people are coming from, so you can discern between who needs to just be ignored, who, you know, it's like some of these situations you can't really get out of, but basically you can evaluate piece by piece what you need to give energy to and what you can just kind of leave alone and focus on healing yourself. I hope this is making sense. So, what I'm seeing though is they are saying that there's going to be something that happens. It kind of feels like this, like, I don't know if rare is the word, but it just feels, it's like, what would be close to rare? It's like not once in a lifetime, but like, it's like the perfect window of opportunity happening for you that you can take. And it's to you in that moment, it's like, oh my gosh, like, it's like, it's like believe in the impossible. You know, it's like, well, this happens once in a rarity, once in a blue moon. You know, that's the saying, is because the blue moon comes every once in a while. So it's like this opportunity shows up, and they're saying to take this opportunity. You're going to take this opportunity, or you're likely going to take this opportunity. And it's going to make you feel like you can finally kind of find footing. You can start creating that foundation for yourself where you have mental clarity, you have focus, you have drive again, you have motivation again, you have hunger. That's what I'm seeing, is hunger. And they're showing me a goat, like a billy goat, and how goats eat everything. And they're showing me mountains, you know, and mountains can be representative of challenges or obstacles or just the process of kind of growth. And they're showing me this goat eating across the mountain, and how that's also kind of exemplified this hunger and drive you have, where it's like, I don't care if it's a tin can, I'm gonna eat that. Like I'm going for it, and I'm going steady. Like I'm built like, you know, like I have a strong stomach, I'm built strong. And they're saying like, you are, it's again this Sagittarius energy where it's like it's threaded in your DNA, like being an archer, like this kind of strength and power and drive and focus, and it's like going into battle and just like knowing exactly what to do. It's instinctual, like it's threaded into who you are. And part of that strategy is seeing things from a bigger picture, right? It's like mapping out what you're gonna do, right? So you have to see, okay, instead of just like, those are the people, like the enemy or whatever, this is an example, it's like, that's the enemy. How do we attack? Let's think about the landscape. Then from the landscape, let's think about, you know, the way that they live and what their skills are and what do they have, you know, what are in their camps, and so on and so forth. So you get the bigger picture like that in order to strategize between how to disseminate piece by piece. And that's what I'm seeing essentially is what you are going to be doing. It feels steady. It feels like I'm kind of like, this is kind of how it feels. It's like a little bit up and down, up and down. And this is over the course of months to years that is going to be happening for you, because it's building a very strong, solid foundation. You know, it takes time to build something as beautiful as that. And they're just showing me it's there again, the importance of watching your thoughts and watching how you contribute to this disorder. It's like when you can check back in instead of just completely checking out, when you check back in, you can identify what you may be saying or how you may be acting or reacting that will further dictate the way that other people are treating you or the situation. And so being aware, and it takes a lot. Again, I don't know if this is depression. I don't know what's anxiety, stress, overwhelm, but when you check completely out, it's sometimes very difficult to check back in. And so there is a lot of understanding here from the other side. There's a lot of understanding and respect, that it's kind of like they're showing me the wheel card. So it's and the wheel is upside down, and so they're showing me how difficult, how strenuous it is to physically turn the wheel right side up. And so it's that resistance of kind of being present, is a resistance of being present. And it is a challenge to kind of do that, but it's not impossible, you know. And when we go back to believing in the impossible, then obviously it wasn't impossible. It's only impossible if you just don't try. It's only impossible if you don't do it. And so that's kind of where I see you moving towards, where it's like, well, you know what, and it's not going to be hard for you. If you choose to do that, it's not going to be hard. It's more of just kind of adjusting to that resistance that you're going to get from other people who don't want to change, or who are adjusting to the change that you are making as well. And then they're saying also, like, it's kind of like shooting into the dark, you know, where you don't really, like, you just kind of have to rely on faith. You just have to hope that you're making the right decision, and that you are kind of seeing things accurately, and to basically go for that, to continue to do that, to just try. And they're saying, while there are real threats in your life currently, there are also people who will be willing to help you, who are willing to see where you're coming from, who are willing to understand you, who genuinely love you, who genuinely, like, they really do want to, and they would be willing to work to understand you and like perceive you. You know, when I feel like there's some sort of difficulty in expressing yourself, and so it takes someone who kind of reads between the lines, or who understands where you're coming from, you know, and so these people or organizations, they will listen to you. They will be willing to do that. Like, they do genuinely care. Okay, let me pull a card. We have time to move on. It's time to let go of the old and worn out so that the new can come in. Helpful person. Someone wants to help you. Think of whom that might be and initiate contact. And then we have self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt and remember that you are God's perfect child. Morning affirmations. Say positive affirmations each morning to open the gates of manifestation. Simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. Self-employment. You're a born entrepreneur and your business is surrounded by magical opportunities. So what I feel here is just confirmation with the helpful person that there are genuine people that are willing to work with you and understand you and intuit what's going on, and kind of let bygones be bygones, or someone who is completely has nothing to do with the situation to listen to you and to give good advice. And moving on, it feels like also moving on from people that you thought were helpful people you thought had your back, or people who are trying to help but aren't, and you're aware of this, but you're just kind of letting it happen because it's a lot to handle, it's a lot to deal with. With simplifying your life, I feel this all three goes together: self-forgiveness, morning affirmations, and simplifying your life. It feels like it's simplifying your thoughts. Again, there's a lot that goes on in our mind, and so when you're aware of what you're saying to yourself, the narratives that you're creating, as far as like how you perceive yourself, and even what people say to you, if that even really matters. Like, there's a lot of pressure on you, I feel, where things don't matter, but they're making it seem as if it does. And maybe that's a cultural thing, or maybe that's a celebrity thing, it's manipulative, maybe they don't know. Like, the value system for this is wrong, is what I feel, because it literally, whatever this is, it literally does not matter. Some of your actions matter, you know, the repercussions of this matter, but the source of it is, it's less of a deal than these people are making it, and it's really stressing you out, and it's causing a lot of friction, and disharmony, once again, disharmony. So it's self-forgiveness, because you need to be a lot kinder to yourself, a lot gentler to yourself. You need to really see yourself for how spirit sees you. And I mean, it really doesn't matter how other people see you, whether it's good or bad. It's how you want to live your life and how you feel about yourself. And so there is a lot of love, spiritual love, that, you know, that they love on the other side and beyond, love you, respect you, value you for who you are in all parts of your journey. It doesn't matter. They still love you irregardless of anything. But again, it brings me back to that song where it's just threaded in you to be this adventurous, intelligent, strategic, Sagittarius type of person, again, with like this sultry vibe. And so, you know, that carries through. That's who you are, you know, like that's your personality beyond nature and beyond nurture. That's your nature. So anyway, there is confirmation here that they're watching over you. This could be a passed away loved one. This could be your guardian angels, but there is someone on the other side that is watching over you. I'm seeing it specifically in this card. And I'm also seeing people, again, that are within your community of friends or relationships or group members that genuinely care about you, and they're watching you, and they want to see you happy. They want to see you do good. They want to see I just heard demystified. The word demystified. I just heard that word. So there's that. And then we have self-employment. And what I see here is the need to go within, which in a productive way, not in a way of hiding or stagnation. Not really stagnating, but you know, where again, with the checking out, it's about now actively going within and seeing what's going on here. I'm seeing the number 3. There's an importance to the number 3. And I'm seeing they're saying a bug, like there's a bug. There's some sort of bug that's going to be important here. It's going to be a sign. There's something about a bug that's going to be a sign that I think it's just a confirmation that you're loved. There's a bug that's going to confirm that you're loved. And that's the biggest message that I'm getting here, to close this video out, is that you're loved and protected. You and your loved ones and your possessions are safe and protected by heaven. So that's how they want to close out here. And there's the moon right there, you know, the half moon, and that you are loved and you're protected. And I'm seeing the starfish and the rejuvenation when it comes to the starfish. And that was another thing that I was seeing in the last person that I did, Jungkook. I saw a starfish there, and I'm seeing starfish closing out here. So there's a chance for regeneration, a rebirth. There's a chance for you to repair and I'm being drawn to the print around this card. It looks kind of like an Aztec print. So that might be a sign here, an extra sign for something here. The Aztec, it's like, reminds me of like New Mexico, those kinds of things. And yeah, I would look into, there's a connection here to some sort of Aztec culture or myth, or there's something there. There's a connection here. Could even be a past life, maybe a past life where you are from New Mexico, you're from this area. There's some connection there. Maybe that's where some of your guides are from, to confirm something there. Which would also hint, like, if you have an affinity towards Aztec culture, print, material, something like that. Catholicism, because I think there's a old Catholic church in New Mexico, I believe. That's one of the oldest. Yeah, that's the biggest message that they're coming across, is they want to close this out by really expressing their joy and love and appreciation and respect that they have for you. They honor and respect you a lot, and they want you to know that you are safe and your loved ones are safe, the ones who have crossed over and the ones that have remained in spirit, and that you don't have, I'm seeing, like, even with the possessions, like, you don't have anything to lose when it comes to this. You don't have anything to lose. It's, if there are some sort of threats with regards to you changing or speaking out, or some sort of situation here where you have the option coming up to change this scenario, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be safe. You're gonna be held. You're gonna be all right. And even with this of holding the baby and watching your thoughts, it's continue to nurture yourself as you would a child. Be kind to yourself. Only speak loving, encouraging, uplifting words to yourself, and forgive yourself for any mistakes or confusion or loss that you have contributed to in your life or in other people's lives, because just as a child, they learn and they have to experience on their own, and so you would not just hold something against them forever. And if you do, then maybe adjust that, right? And so yeah, that's what I see, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.